take a look at one of the core elements that makes up the financials of the VISCO system, and that's called venture analysis. Now, there's a few different ways you can get to venture analysis. Most users have the venture analysis link from their quick tasks menu here. It's available from the reports in the logistics, or it's also available in the financial module under reports venture analysis. And before we get too much into the venture analysis, let's talk a little bit about what a venture is, for those that don't know at this point. The term venture is a term that we have made up or branded, and it refers to a specific shipment of a product. Let me give an example. I'm going to pick 12088. That's my purchase order number, 12088. This is going to show me I have two ventures associated with this purchase order. My purchase order number is 12088, and then I have, in this case, two different shipments of sorbic acid. So one of those shipments would be star 1, star 1. The other one would be star 1, star 2. The first star 1 would represent the first line item on the order, and then the second number here represents the shipment number. So let me drill down into this first venture, and I'll say, show me all financial information associated with this venture. So in this case, it is an order of, as I said, sorbic acid. Our vendor is ESS. In this case, this shipment has been moved into the warehouse. Our shipment quantity is 188,000, just a little over 188,000 pounds. We have our shipping dates, our ETA and ETD, our load number, container number, our latest projected cost. This is kind of the basic element that makes it up, is our latest projected cost per pound. Now obviously if you're buying in pieces, this would be pieces. So in this case we have a little over 70, almost 71 cents per pound is our latest projected cost. Now let's talk about where that number actually comes from. The first element are the actual costs that have gone into this venture. So the actual bills we've received from suppliers, whether it's material, freight, loading fees, insurance, commissions, actual costs we've received in, the vendor that they came from, the voucher number, the vendor's invoice number, the date of the invoice, and then as well as accruals, and these would be estimated costs that we expect to receive in against this venture. So when these estimates are going to be created automatically as soon as we take possession of these goods, and these are calculated based on specific calculations that we've defined. Like in the case of duty, we have a duty rate of, let's say, 4.2%. We know the value of the material, so we multiply that times our duty rate, and that's how we're coming up with this accrual for duty. Now when the actual bill comes in, it will overwrite the accrual, so this then they'll show up in the actual cost, and the accrual will show the amount paid, and then if there's any kind of discrepancy, that would be indicated there as well. But this way, this latest projected cost per pound becomes a more and more accurate number as time goes on. Additional information here we could look at here would be our quantity ordered. Now we see in this case we received a different quantity than we ordered. So our actual venture quantity is 188,000. In this case we've sold 155,000. We still have a remaining 32,000 in inventory. But if we want to look at details about the sales aspect of it, we can see under this venture sales tab. In this case it went to one customer, but two different shipments went out to the customer. The quantity and dollars for each. If we want to, we can drill down into each of these sales orders to get additional details as to when they shipped and so on. But this would show us our sales to date is 98,000. Our cost of sales is 110,000. So our gross profit to date on this shipment is, in this case, a loss of $11,000, or negative 12%. But we still have this remaining inventory value here of 23,000. So it's basically a mini profit and loss statement on this particular shipment. If you want to get additional details about the shipment, you can go down into the links section here, Oh, by the way, this would be documents or images. Any files that we've associated with this shipment would show up in the documents and images table. But the links, one of the more commonly used links in here is going to be drilled down into the packing list. And depending on the settings of your specific system, the look of this packing list may differ a little. But in this case, this company buys and sells in weights, but they package in 25 kilo bags. So we ordered 188,000 and received 188,000. It was packaged in 25 kg bags. So we received 3,412 bags. We sold 2820. We still have 591 bags available. This would be comments about the packing list. Warehouse details, this would show us which warehouses the inventory is stored in, and we can look at it in terms of bags or in terms of pounds. And this would be our lot details. So these are the different lots that make up the venture. The number of bags in each lot, the quantities in terms of pounds, and the status of the lot. So in this case, this lot was sold to this particular customer. This was the associated sales order number. This lot has been final matched or allocated to this particular customer, but hasn't actually shipped out yet. And we still have this lot available to us. And this is going to show us a log of any adjustments that have been made to the inventory in this venture. So that's going to be our packing list details. Additional details in the links section here. If you wanted to drill down into the purchase order, you can get a history of the purchase order, see what other shipments were on there. And the venture information is going to refer to the container info, so any logistics information related to this venture. And then if you're using certificates of analysis, this would be the certificate of analysis document there as well. So that's the basics around the venture analysis tool. It's really the core that makes up the financial information for VISCO. Once we know a profit and loss statement at this venture level, we can extrapolate on that to look at profitability by customer, profitability by vendor, profitability by product, or any combination of those things. But the core of it's really coming from this latest projected cost per unit for each specific venture. So in another training session, what we'll look at will be some of the reports, some of the more summary reports related to financials as well, but this is the core that makes it up.